Alright, we are going to stream some BattleTech campaign. I have not had the time to play this yet due to God of War story playthrough, but we're going to stream some BattleTech campaign and we're going to check it out today. Alright, let's go live. Alright, let's check it out. Start a new campaign. Melee attacks can completely remove a target's evasion, making it easier for your other mechs to fire on that target. Alright. I did hear this game can have some long load times, so let's see what people meant. The percentage chance to hit with missile weapons is the chance for each missile to hit its target. So I've played XCOM games in the past. I like XCOM. XCOM 2 was great, so hopefully this is as good as the XCOM style of games. I love mechs, so This should be right up my alley. Alright. Cinema.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times. About the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause.
Love the mech designs.
Or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
BattleTech Restoration. Welcome to the Oregon Reach. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the rimward periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of more densely colonized inner sphere. It is home to the Oregon Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Oregon Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here your story begins. Okay. Sounds a little loud. Let me go ahead and adjust that. Okay. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from... Okay, so it looks like background. Let's choose one based on a logo that I like. There's no easy way to characterize mech warriors hailing from the rimward periphery. They could be anything from petty thugs to ruthless tacticians to skilled and honorable warriors. The nations and minor noble houses of the rimward periphery have long played a role in shaping humanity. The Star League's downfall began in the periphery, eventually leading to the current tattered state of these disparate star systems on the edge of known space. The periphery is still the galaxy's frontier, where the great houses of the inner sphere play deadly politics. Petty bandit kingdoms thrive, and pirate bands prey on the minor noble houses trying to survive in the hostile environment. Sorry about the dog barking in the background. Let's go... I kind of like that logo, so let's go with them. Alright. Though immigrants to the Oregon Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Oregon space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech, an old blackjack BJ-1. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Secession Wars whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. And my dog just ran into the room. Hopefully she won't bark in here, or else I'll have to mute it. And muting. Sorry about that. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when you were exiled, struck out on your own, your family went bankrupt, family died in an accident, your family was betrayed. Your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were the sole surviving member of your house. With nothing but your family ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. +1 gunnery, +1 guts. Gunnery determines the chance to hit ranged weaponry. Higher skills and effective counter to evasion, environmental effects that hamper targeting. +1 guts. Guts improves the maximum health of mech warriors. It also reduces the penalty from weapon recoil and increases the threshold of heat that triggers overheated. That sounds good. I'll go with that. Out on your own, you fell into the life of an... Let's see, Inner Sphere Mercenary. Eager to get away from it all, you joined up with a minor Inner Sphere Mercenary unit. Integrating into the tight-knit crew took time, but you eventually proved your worth and became part of the family. +1 Tactics. Tactics increases the effectiveness of called shot opportunities. It also reduces the penalties for indirect fire and improves the minimum range of weaponry. Alright, well, that sounds good to me. Until years later, you crossed paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. Pure chance brought you back to the Oregon Reach as your mercenary crew took an ill-fated contract against an enclave of pirates on the outskirts of Oregon space. The job went south, and you were the only survivor of your unit. Raju's lands happened to be on the patrol nearby. After rescuing you and helping to honor your fallen comrades, he offered you a job in the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of the Lady Kameo Arano. Alright, that's all background. Alright, Mech Warrior call sign. Okay, first it's going to be a he. What's a they? Oh, that's both he and she. Definitely going to be a he. Choose a unique call sign here. I like brick. Okay, let's choose what we look like here. I like a good beard. Let's go with that one. That looks good. We'll go with that. Alright. So my character background, decades ago, your family came to the Oregon Reach from the Rimward Periphery the day after your 16th birthday. Your family was betrayed and murdered. Out on your own, you fell into the life of an inner spirit mercenary. So Gunnery 3, Piloting 2, Tactics 3, Guts 3. Alright, that all looks good. Alright, hopefully we get into some action out of the gate. Kind of like a tutorial type thing. Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 8:53 local time. Buildings can be targeted for weapon fire when you're not in combat. Just select the attack button and click on your target. Okay. Systems. Bit left. Mech warriors pile and skill increases the chance to hit in melee, improves their ability to keep a mech steady under fire. Prepping for combat. Alright, good. Alright, let's begin mission and see what it has in store for us. Move the mouse to the edge screen or use WASD to move the camera. Use the right mouse button or Q and E to rotate the camera. Easy enough. Roger, Mastiff Montgomery. Okay, Brick, I had the Espinosa refit yards. Rusted repairs on your Blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you much more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now do me a favor and get that BattleTech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in the actuators. Unit select. Click on a mech warrior's portrait or press tab to cycle between available units.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
Move your mouse to the indicated point. Click once to select where you wish to move. Click again to choose which direction to face. Just one second, I need to adjust some things. Cinemas, the music was really loud in the cinemas, but in the game it's not all that loud. Okay, move your mouse to the indicated point. Click once to select. Click again to choose which direction to face. Okay, that's pretty neat. I brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral, and I'm worried about Lady Kamea's safety during her coronation procession. Anyway, looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapon test. Target one of those burnt-out old urban mechs and open fire.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything, but my gut tells me something's off, and a warrior trusts their instincts.
Select a target with your mouse or press tab to cycle between targets. Okay, so that's a test dummy UMR-60. It's a test dummy UMR. So they're both test dummy UMR-60s. Let's go. Click fire when ready. Fire away. Alright, I'd say that was a success. Not that they're gonna fire back or anything. Good shot. Your guns are in working order at least. Yep. I've been training Lady Arano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be a just and effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital with her cousin Victoria by her side. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Anyways, we should run a check on your targeting computer. You see that drone over there, the one moving through the tree line? Put some hurt on it for me, and then when it turns, take it out with the rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving.
Kamea's like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Damati, was a good friend.
Okay, so that's the one that was autopilot. Fire. Okay, it took off 2 bars of health.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
Okay. Fire at the target in the forest again. Structure exposed, vehicle destroyed.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Nice shot. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Oregon politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by High Lord Tamati's death and needs a smooth transfer of power, and Kamea belongs on the Cormorant throne. Go ahead and fire up your jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend this cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground there near the edge of the lake. Okay, jump to the marked location. Okay, it's not telling me how, though. Oh, I have to select myself, and then, which I could have done either by clicking my portrait or hitting tab, and then click the spot. Then I want to face this way.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy detected.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
Warning, plasma leak detected. Jump jet malfunction. Jump jet system damage. System inoperable until repaired. Oh, for the love of all the gods. This is what I get for insisting on a rush job. Not that I had much of a choice. The Espinosa refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. It looked like they were trying to process every single Royal Guard mech in time for the coronation. If there isn't any time to get your jets replaced, so we're going to have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee attack. I want to be sure nothing else is going to break down near your blackjack before we take it out on the Cormorant Road. Click the melee target and reticule on the enemy, or press V to cycle through melee targets, then click the attack button. Okay, so first I select myself. Then I select them. Melee attack using pilot and skilled. Melee attack using pilot and skilled hit. Ignores evasive. Hit removes guarded. Deals damage and stability damage. Click the attack button. Alright, some mech on mech action. Good hit. At least that's solid. Alright, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to a sprint and evade my attack.
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
The further you move, the more evasive charges you will gain. Each evasive charge makes you harder to hit. Okay, so I saw my evasion went up, and then when it shot, my evasion went down. Congratulations, Brick. Your blackjack's as combat ready as it can be given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded, and we end the day having a good laugh about what a paranoid old man I've become. But if not, then I know that you'll be ready. I had a couple skipped frames. Alright, it's time to move out. Lady Arano is waiting for us at the mech bay. Alright.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
Full throttle.
Brick, allow me to introduce Kamea Arano, the soon-to-be High Lady of the Oregon Coalition. Is Lady Victoria on this channel? For the time being, my father summoned me to the Picton docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside over before the coronation. Behold, the responsibilities of a noble daughter, a fount of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire reach. Give my best to your father, and don't be late for the tourney. The gambling dens are already taking bets on how long it'll take me to cripple that customized monstrosity you pilot. Laughing. Bold words, cousin, but the only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. You may be ascending to the throne today, but my Kaga is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call a battle mech. And in their arena, I reign supreme. Chuckling. We'll see, cousin, we'll see. At any rate, I will see you at the tourney grounds. Sir Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland, along the Cormorant Road, as is the Arano tradition. I, Kamea, will get you there in one piece. Brick, fall in behind me. And remember what I told you.
Mission successful.
Didn't really learn much other than some basic firing and melee attacking. It wasn't a strict tutorial because when it wanted me to sprint, I didn't actually do sprinting. So that was kind of interesting. It didn't force me to do it. It wasn't until afterwards I figured out that number 3 is sprint. The mech warrior's morale transfers to the battlefield, allowing more use of inspiration abilities in combat.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters. And the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, Today, we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Oh, it looks like invasion. Coronation Day, Cordia City outskirts, 1322 local time. You can order endangered mech warriors to eject in combat. Their mechs will be recovered by your salvage team after the battle. Okay. Withdrawing from a contract is a smart option if it looks like. Both of its legs are destroyed. A mech is removed from combat. Prepping for combat. Alright, let's begin the mission.
Command interface initiated.
Team of 3. I'm going to miss this, Raju. The clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of a battle mech. The simplicity of it. But there they are, just up ahead. The city gates and my future, all laid out before me. Wait, what's that smoke? Not good, that's what. A guard post, one of the small ones that dot the roads leading into the capital. But the emergency band's been quiet all morning. I haven't heard anything about any fire.
This is damn odd, and I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Outside of combat, your entire lance moves in any order. You can even have multiple units moving at the same time. Units move faster along the road. Forest reduces movement. Spotted distance provides cover against range attacks. To the front side. Does not stack with guarded. Investigate the guard post.
Copy that.
Some sort of explosion. Looks recent too. Do you think it was an accident? No chance. You see those scorch marks on the rubble? That's laser fire. We need to get you out of here, Kamea, right now. Yes, I think you're right. There's a patrol of Royal Guard mechs up ahead. We should go to them.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation. Your people need you.
Thank you, Raju. I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
Of that, I have no doubt. I'm moving.
I'm on my way.
Gotta keep a wide swath of view. Keep everything covered just in case.
Moving out.
What's a little building among friends? taking a bit of time getting there. Don't want to, you know, just because they're Royal Guards doesn't mean they're friendly. I mean, in my opinion.
Aye, aye.
Copy that.
Those two mechs stay up on the hill covering. House Arano Guardsmen. Hail, Mastiff. Hail, Lady Arano. We were preparing for Lady Arano's coronation parade when we got word of a disturbance along the Cormorant Road. A guard post behind us was attacked. Sir Raju found evidence of laser fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way, Sir Raju. We'll fall in behind you and guard your six. Tell me something, Guardsman. If the road is clear, why is your battle mech damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that isn't important right now. We need to worry about Lady Arano's safety. Now, my lady, if you'll come with us. No, you're lying to us. It's my coronation day. No mech tech would have sent you out for parade duty and you're in that condition. I am your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here. Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them, kill the old man and the mech warrior, but take Lady Arano alive.
Fall back, Command. Get behind her.
Enemy combat. Enemy turn.
Power rush. You trained me to fight.
Once combat has begun, different mechs move in different phases. Lighter units generally move earlier than heavy ones. To reserve all units' actions to a later phase, use the reserve button or press the end key. Select a unit or reserve your units to the next phase. Okay, those are the objectives in the upper left. Eliminate hostile guardsmen. All friendly units must survive.
How can I help?
Okay, so sprint, sensor lock, multi-target, brace. Okay, there we go. Attack.
To hell with the weapon.
Ouch. Barely did any damage though.
That was sloppy.
I'm listening. Location confirmed.
Knocked down. Pilot injured.
All weapons committed.
Structures exposed. SRM2 crit. Not sure what that means, but it's good.
Critical damage detected.
Let's go ahead and see if we can finish this guy off.
Damn you for making me do that, son. Damn you.
Pilot incapacitated, mech destroyed.
Tell me what you need.
Get some cover. And then fire.
For the Oregon Reach.
Oh, that was cool. Pilot incapacitated.
Wrong side.
Lord Alexander Madeira. Kamea, can you hear me? Alexander, we were just attacked. The Royal Guard, my own guardsmen, tried to take me prisoner. It's happening here too. The Royal Guard are killing one another in the halls. Lord Carosa's house guard just got gunned down in front of me. The tourney pavilion is a slaughterhouse. I won't let these seditionists, or whoever they are, steal my birthright. We need to rally every loyalist we can find and make a push on the capital. I'll take the throne by force if I must. Go to Rotura Township to the armory. Your soldiers are using it as a rallying point. I heard Lord Decimus send his house guard there a few minutes ago. Someone's here. I have to move. Rally what forces you can and meet me at the turning grounds. Be safe. You heard him, Mastiff. Rotura Township. We'll go there, rally our fighters, and march on the southern gate with an army at our back. Kamea, I know that you and Lord Madeira are friends, but we can't take what he told you on faith. Right now, we don't know who we can trust. In this case, we do. Alexander has been my closest friend and confidant for as long as I can remember. His loyalty is beyond question. I trust him with my life, and yours. Now take me to the armory. As you command, my lady. And as he tips his fedora.
Traitors in the guard.
Head to Rotura Township.
Follow me. Keep close and remember your training. Things are likely to get ugly between here and there.
Okay, that must be Rotura Township. Enemy contact.
Sensor trace. I've got your back.
Vehicle 30T. I assume that means 30 ton. Can I shoot from here? Fire weapons at up to 3 separate targets within this mech's current firing arc. Looks like there's... Doesn't look like he's close enough yet. Remove unsteady and end this mech's turn. Gain guarded and entrenched. Okay, let's do that. Miss.
Yes, I hear you. Loud and clear. Sounds good. I'm moving.
Let's see. Let's do the scorpion, because if I do that, I'm going to hit the rocks. I want to shoot over the rocks. So let's fire at the scorpion.
Confirmed.
Ouch. This is going to suck. Ah, barely did any damage. I'm fine. We're all fine here. It's just a flesh wound.
Talk to me. Affirmative.
Let's see if I could do a multi-target. Fire weapons at up to 3 separate targets within this mech's current firing arc. Okay, but how? Oh, okay. I have to select them. Fire.
All weapons are go.
Vehicle destroyed. Next.
You're brave, I'll give you that much.
Why do you only do one? I must not be using it correctly.
Nice job, kid.
Another
What
vehicle
you're on
destroyed.
board.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Standing by.
See, that's pretty decent because I'm hiding behind a rock there.
Confirmed.
Another vehicle destroyed.
Enemy vehicles down.
Oh, more vehicles coming. -1 evasion.
That was a glancing blow.
Orders. Roger.
Vehicle destroyed.
go down. The poor bastards.
Heat's climbing a bit.
We're too late.
Well, I'm moving as fast as
Have
I
my
can.
attention. Standing by. Affirmative.
Follow my lead.
Alexander Madera. Static. Kamea. Kamea, do you read me? It's Espinosa, your uncle. Do you hear me? House Espinosa is usurping the throne. It can't be. My uncle. Victoria. Kamea, I just watched an Espinosa battle mech plow through an alley full of civilians. This is happening, and it's happening now. Your loyalists have fallen back to the market district. That's where they're making their stand. What's left of the Royal Guard are doing their best, but there's something wrong with their battle mechs. Wait, what's that sound? Oh gods!
Alexander!
Oh, sucks to be whoever's inside that. Victoria Espinosa. It's over, Kamea. Your ascendancy, the Arano legacy. All of it. Victoria, what have you done? You know, Kamea, for years I loved you like a sister. But then my father helped me see it. Your family's complacency. What it's done to the Reach. Our nation dwindles like a dying star, and House Arano is to blame. My father offered you a path to glory. I'd have fought under your banner proudly, served as your strong right hand. It was like a knife in my heart when you turned him away. Damn it, Victoria, I taught you better than this. You taught me lies. Kamea, for the love that I once bore you, I'm going to give you a chance to surrender. I'll even spare the old man and his mech warrior if you stand down now. I don't want to see you hurt, but you cannot be allowed to rule. I'll see you hanged for this, Victoria. You and your father both. Do you hear me? You're traitors to the Reach, and I will fight you to the last. Then you truly are a fool. I'll spare you in spite of yourself, but you've cost your royal escort their lives.
Got another blip on my sensors.
Attention, all Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Arano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command. Fail to follow these instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
Got my attention.
Oh crap! I got some actual mechs to deal with now. Let's see if we can figure out how this multi-targeting works.
Roger that. Confirmed.
I must not be doing something right with that multi-fire. I'm not sure what's wrong.
You're gonna regret that. That shot went internal.
You have my attention.
Let's end this guy. He's too close.
Going hand to hand.
Cold shot. Choose target. Select the location for cold shot.
All weapons committed.
Pilot incapacitated. That's good.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Incoming transmission.
Attention, citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Oregon Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed. All hostile units, stand down, and you have my oath that you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired upon.
My father placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust. He was family.
Giving him everything I've got.
See, I think I'm using it right, but it only fires at one thing. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Oh, that's not good.
They punched through my defenses.
Don't worry, he's about to die.
I'm listening.
All weapons committed.
Or not.
Tell me what you need.
Talk to me.
Kamea, do you read me? Alexander, thank the gods. I thought I lost you when the bombs fell. You very nearly did. Kamea, the city is lost. We have to get off this planet, and we need to do it now. I can't abandon Coromadir. This is my home, my birthright. The battle's over, Kamea. Lord Madeira has the right of it. It's time for you to run. Escape from this madness and live to restore the Coalition another day. You're both right. Michael has won. The Reach is his. We'll mourn for it later. The both of us. For now, you need to move. I have a dropship waiting at Shepherd's Pass. I'm on my way there right now. Hurry and meet me there, please. We're on our way.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. We will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
Oh, more vehicles.
You just made a terrible mistake.
When Blackjack falls behind, it just doesn't have the range of movement.
All weapons committed.
Vehicle destroyed.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Reading loud and clear.
This is your last chat. This is your last chance, cousin. Don't make me order your death. Do whatever you must, betrayer. A headstrong fool to the end. Damn you for this. Captain House, destroy them. Mastiff, my cousin, all of them. Leave no survivors.
As you command, my lady.
Administering justice.
Okay, that's the Espinosa vehicle's destroyed. Now I have to... Oh. Ooh, I'm Wolverine.
The bastard breached my
So there's
armor.
3 of them.
Orders. Confirmed. Affirmative.
Exposed but not destroyed.
Damage minimal. Tell me what you need.
I want to finish that turret off.
Engaging target. Target destroyed.
Standing by. I'm moving out. I'll make it happen.
Overheat alert.
Target destroyed. My mech needs to cool.
Got my attention. Affirmative. Take that as a lesson.
Oh. What just fell off my mech? Hopefully it wasn't important.
Busted.
You have my attention.
How did I miss most of that? That's not good.
hell with the weapon.
Knockdown. I like knockdown. Keeps him from being able to do something for a bit. Pilot injured. Alright.
I'm listening.
My heat's in better shape. Let's see what we could do.
I'll do what you ask.
And if I do that, I'm going to overheat. Alright, blackjack attack.
Engaging physical attack.
Let's see. Oh, he's getting up. Hopefully that costs him a round of activity at least. No, he's jumping away. And shooting. So, maybe it cost side torso destroyed, pilot injured.
Internal damage.
It won't be enough to save him.
You've got my attention. Here we go.
LA destroyed. I'm not sure what some of the acronyms mean yet. Still trying to figure it out. Okay.
Best shot.
She should be able to do something now. Her heat's getting lower. My blackjack's been Brick has been hanging back. So he should be able to do quite a lot. And she should be able to help now as well. Alright, let's see about attacking from the side, where he has less cover.
All weapons committed.
Jump jet destroyed. Right leg destroyed. Left arm, right leg. I get what the acronyms mean now. Knockdown. Good. Good, good, good.
Orders.
Okay, let's see. Go get close and kick him when he's down.
Aye, aye.
I'm not above kicking somebody when they're down. I assume CT is like center torso.
Down.
Pilot incapacitated. Alright, so we're trying to head here. So let's head as close as we can.
Moving out.
Acknowledge. I'm moving.
Okay, that's one mech in the evac zone.
Fall in behind me.
Two in the evac zone. And this should be three. Yeah, that way. Gotta watch the flanks. Thank the gods you made it, Kamea. Captain Halverson's prepping the engines now. In another 5 minutes, we'll be ready to depart. 5 minutes is a long time. Brick, you see Lady Arano to the docking ramp. When she's aboard, come back to me. We'll hold this pass against whatever comes.
Thank you, Sir Rashu. thank you both. Won't forget what
Get
you've done.
Kamea to the dropship.
I promise you that. Confirmed.
Enemy contacts. All units advance. I want you to take down that dropship. Destroy everyone and everything that stands in your way. Alright, Brick, I trained you for this. We'll fight side by side. Watch each other's backs. Above all else, we keep Lady Arano safe. Protect the dropship. It's all that matters. Warning. Engine heat critical. Warning. Error shutdown initiated. Error reactor offline. Weapons offline. Systems inoperable. Trouble with your blackjack, Brick? Shame, that's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately. You have numbers on us, and you've resorted to sabotage, and you're gloating about it? You've got no honor, you vicious little brat. Not you, nor your backstabbing father. Shut your mouth, old man. My father's a great man, and I swear to all the gods you will suffer if you insult him again. Your father's a coward, and so are you. Brick, I want you to eject now. Punch out. You're no good to anybody in a broken mech, and I won't let you die today. Eject, mech warrior, now. That's an order. Now come for me, Victoria. Your teacher is waiting. Come and show me what you've learned.
Mission successful.
That was pretty cool. I love me some mech action. The Ares Conventions of 2412 established rules for modern combat, forbidding the use of nuclear weapons. Something bombardment. That's a lot of mechs against one man. Yeah, he's seen better days. Just some minor explosion. Walk it off. Rub some dirt on it. Get up. Oh, well, that's not good for the dropship. Kamea Arano dead. Deposed noble killed during escape. That was pretty cool. Another achievement unlocked. 8 hours later, high orbit, Coromodere. Yes, I have trouble pronouncing that name. I'll figure it out eventually. Executive Officer Darius Oliveira. Easy there, Ponce Eric. You took a nasty crack on the head when you punched out. Don't worry, you're safe now. My name is Darius Oliveira, and I'm the XO of Markham's Marauders. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when. I'd introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was on a supply run in the market district when the bombs fell. He didn't make it. You rescued me, why? Seemed appropriate, given the circumstances. After seeing what happened to Markham, it didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new directorate. When we picked up your broadcast on the emergency band, we knew what we had to do. Guy's got a roguish flair to him, like Lando Calrissian or something. What about Mastiff? Sir Raju Montgomery, did you find him? Were you able to recover my blackjack? So what happens now? Well, yeah. We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard on a handful of deployments, and Sir Raju earned my respect many times over. His death is a loss for us all. Were you able to recover my blackjack? Yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it into the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang said that your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move. So what happens now? Well, things aren't looking so hot around here, what with the coup and all. House Espinosa's directorate is the new de facto government of the Oregon Reach. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arano is dead. Her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. It's all over in the news. Damn it, what a waste. Our sentiments exactly. We're getting the hell out of Oregon territory. I've already booked transport on the first jump ship out. We're heading to a nice, quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier, on the Canopian border. Not a cheap trip, but we'll worry about how we're going to pay for it later. Now, according to the info on your blood shit, your roots are right here in the rimward periphery. That puts you and me in the same boat. Our homes are too close to the directorate for comfort, so the way I see it, you've got a couple of options. You could stay with us for the long haul if you wanted. That's option A. When we get where we're going, we could drop you at the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a place for yourself there. Of course, I'll need you to pitch in for your share of the fuel, plus food, lodging, and repairs on your mech. Fair's fair, after all. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off your debt, and you ran with Mastiff, so I know you've got chops. Think it over. Sleep on it. You've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road ahead. 3 years later, so probably made a decision one way or the other. Urkroin, Rimward Frontier. Mercenaries of the Eridani Light Horse trace their lineage back to the Star League Defense Force's 3rd Regimental something. Went by too fast. Prepping for combat. During loading, it kind of dies down to 0 frames per second at the moment. Oh, now it goes. So that's kind of weird. While it's loading, I don't know if the fact that I'm streaming has anything to do with it. In addition, while it's loading and prepping for combat, it just kind of chugs to a halt. And then once it's loaded, it's back to 98 frames per second. Interesting. Alright, let's begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
IPL representative. The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry, we'll get your platforms back. This isn't... Pardon me. This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Metals killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here. Commander, the Op-4 is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. The first, designated Alpha, is where they're keeping their turret generator. Moving fast to take it out. Those turrets hit hard, so you want to neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the site of the Op-4's corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take that out too. Then circle on back and we'll collect our pay. That's right, I'm ready and waiting to authorize the transfer. Now go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. Yeah, far away from any trouble. But that's what a mercenary's for, I guess. Your Lance's morale, the blue bar next to your pilot, increases as you engage in combat. When it's half full, Your pilots will be inspired. +1 accuracy to all attacks. Destroy the generator to eliminate the turrets. Okay, so it looks like they're wanting me to go this way first.
Acknowledged.
On my way.
Enemy contact.
You are trespassing on Majesty Metals and manufacturing property and acting in collusion with a domestic terrorist organization. Cease your advance immediately, or you will be fired upon.
I don't see any enemies. Oh, there they are.
Receiving you. Time to earn our money. More bandits incoming.
Here come the mechs. Miss. Sucks to be you. Okay, so these abilities cost morale, but Brace does not.
I hear ya. Copy that.
Right arm destroyed.
Waiting on you, Commander. Uh-huh. Got it.
Didn't do much damage or anything,
For another shot.
but lowered his evasion by 1, so that's something. Enemy turn.
They've got a lock on me. They've got a lock on me.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Minimal damage adds up though.
Light damage, Commander. What's up, boss? Roger.
Using a death from above move. Let's see what it does. I don't know if that was worth it. Probably not. That kind of put that guy out there in a bad way. It's kind of bad.
Oh, that really hurt.
Yeah, I probably just screwed up.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Waiting for orders. Position confirmed. You betcha. Time to die.
That one guy's in a world of hurt, though.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Yeah, that's bad.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Yeah, that's real bad.
I'm taking internal damage.
Yeah, everybody's kind of focused on him. I shouldn't have done that death from above. Yeah, that's bad.
Damage minimal.
Oh, Oh, he's dead. I thought incapacitated meant he'd be fine. Well, that's no good. So, they never really say, but is the save game full of autosaves? Okay, autosave. So there is an autosave. Okay. Hmm. Heck, that didn't feel good. Stop focusing on one mech. Spread the damage around. Turret generator. That's the objective.
Engaging target. Target building destroyed.
Can't move very far on one leg, can you?
Waiting for orders. I copy. Mech destroyed.
I wonder how bad it is that I lost one pilot and one mech on my first engagement. Can't be good. Hopefully it's recoverable. I would imagine it would be. Enemy contact.
Reporting enemy contact.
This way I have a height advantage.
Taking the shot.
Barely hit me.
Light damage, Commander. Commander? On my way.
Alright. Let's make that mech go boom.
Commander.
Now we attack from above.
Copy that. Firing all weapons.
Ouch.
Enemy down.
That's not going to be good for him at all.
All weapons committed.
Sending a tank after a mech.
Enemy unit
Come on.
Good to go. Roger that.
Now we just got to destroy the Corpsec Tower. Unless more mechs come flying in.
Engaging target.
Great job, Commander.
Return to your employer's platform.
The sooner we can collect our pay and bring orbit, the better.
Coordinates received. On my way.
Engaging jump jets. Warning. Heat exceeding recommended level.
Heading out. Good to go. Resting my mech. Waiting for orders. Bracing for impact.
Brilliant work, Commander. We should have no trouble mopping up at the other platforms now that their defenses are down. Well, I would hope not, considering I did all the hard work. We get the job done. Speaking of which, I wasn't finished. These platforms won't do us much good if we can't hold them. Majesty Metals taught us that, so we're going to need your battle mechs. You're going to want to reconsider that. Why? Your lance has already been target locked by our turrets. Now power down and surrender, and we'll let you walk. Or try to fight and we'll tear you to shreds. Your call. Well, there goes our goddamn payday. Hold tight, Commander. We're on our way. More tanks? Really? Have you learned nothing? turret generator.
Engaging target. Target building destroyed.
Waiting for orders. Firing on target.
I really regret losing that one guy. I just want to check something. Okay. Let's see. Where's the tank at?
Receiving you.
There's one over there, and there's one over there. Just smash through everything. They want to betray us. They deserve everything they get.
Roger that. One more for Trashy.
If I was the enemy, I'd be running in terror at this point. One tank against 3 mechs. But they're not going to. I'm going to let my guy have the killing shot.
All weapons committed.
That's what happens when you send tanks to take out mechs. Stand by for extraction, Commander. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, and Darius? I know, Meyer. I know. You want another team meeting. Give the man a prize.
Mission successful.
Feel bad about losing that one guy, though. I wonder how expensive it's going to be to get another. Mission report. Turn 16 3 years later. Priority mission. Well done, Commander. You made the best of a bad situation. Here's hoping we don't run into another job like that. Objective. All success. Mission complete. Payout 0. Because, you know, they screwed us. Just 1 second, sorry. Just the wife messaging me. Okay. Reputation. Mercenary Review Board 15 rated. Your rating with the Mercenary Review Board indicates how trusted and effective your mercenary company is. A high MRB rating will earn you respect from fellow mercs and mech warriors for hire. Factions. Darius. Majesty medals and manufacturing. Cannot gain. Cannot gain. Morale. Company morale. Okay, so morale is something you earn from your actions and can carries over into battle. Okay. I've got 980,000 funds. Brock 800 experience. Okay. Yeah, Decker killed in action. Yeah, I feel bad about that. Yeah, did I lose the mech too? Because that's gonna suck if I lost the mech. This game's going to be deep, just like XCOM. You're probably going to be able to customize all this shit. I earned that death, though. I stupidly jumped death from above and attacked a mech, leaving me out in the open, subjected to turret fire, mech fire, and my other guys were too slow to catch up. Note to self: stay grouped. loosely but grouped. Rent to own. In orbit. You're curing. Navigators. Pardon me. Samir Meyer. You need to start finding us better clients, Darius. I mean it. We've been slumming on the ass end of the frontier for 3 years now, and we're drowning in debt. What? I had 988,000 credits. I ain't in debt. I'm fully aware of our financial situation, Meyer, but I can't just conjure up new clients out of thin air. Pons Eric, do me a solid and back me up on this. Is that why you all made me your commander, so I could break up fights and review financial reports? If we're really that hard up for cash, we need to stop talking and start doing something about it. No thanks. Sorry. No thanks, Darius. I didn't take command of this outfit to settle arguments. I kind of like doing something about it. Chief Mektek Yang Vertanen. Hey, you'll hear no arguments from me. When we made you our commander, we all agreed to follow your lead. How the hell did I become the commander? This is Darius's gig. Well, I guess because it's 3 years later and I showed him I could do it, I guess. Darius, could you walk us through the details of this trouble we're in? It might help if you broke things down point by point. Sure thing, Yang. Point 1. Meyer's right. We're in debt. Every C-bill we make technically belongs to the banks. Sorry about that. I've had a bit of a cough lately. Point 2. This corner of the frontier is a dead zone for mercenary work. There are clients, but they're terrible. That's just a fact. And that's it. There are no other points. What's our best case scenario? How many jobs will it take to repay the loans? Why not just refuse to pay? We can afford to throw our weight around. We've got battle mechs. Okay, so we're in a bad spot. What are we going to do about it? I like that one. I don't see what else we can do, Pons Eric. I'm already serving up every legitimate contract I can find. Unless you want me to sidestep the mercenary review board entirely, we're basically out of options. Go around the MRB? No thanks. Taking an uncertified job is a great way to wind up with a knife in your back. We just got betrayed on a board-certified contract, Yang. How much worse could it get? That's kind of a point. We're already taking a lot of risks out here. I don't want to compound that unless I absolutely have to. It doesn't sound like such a bad idea to me. No guts, no galaxy, right? I kind of like that one. Plenty. What happened down there was an exception, boss. With uncertified jobs, it's the rule. Remind me again why we don't just skip town and head to a nicer corner of the periphery? Because the banks and the jump ship crews have an arrangement. Until we pay up, they're going to keep us on a short leash. That's a good reason. Look, Darius, Meyer's right. We need to start earning some real money, and we need to do it soon. It's only a matter of time before something breaks down that I can't fix with duct tape and good intention. Origin betrayed. I'm no stranger to betrayal, Yang. I lost my family to someone I thought of as a friend. That doesn't change the fact that we need money. Desperate times, people. Darius, you know what you need to do. At the end of the day, I'd rather go down fighting than wind up broke. Let's do the origin one. Yeah, boss, much as I hate to say it, I agree with you. We need to sidestep the MRB. Guess I'd better get mentally prepared for that knife in the back, huh? It's settled then. I'll start digging around for contracts outside of the MRB system. Who knows, maybe it'll work out for the best. It isn't like we've got all that much to lose. In the meantime, we need to find another paying job, and our prospects in this system have completely dried up. I'd recommend booking travel to a neighboring system and seeing what the review board has for us. With any luck, we'll find enough work to keep going until something better rolls in. The banks are holding our jump ship access hostage until we repay our debts. For now, we can only go between Eurocruine and the nearby systems of Alloway, Bellerophon, and Detroit. Mercenary contracts. Our top priority right now needs to be find and work, so we could raise cash. None of the contracts here are very good. I picked out the only viable one I could find, and it helpfully includes our travel fees as part of the deal. Come by the command center when you're ready to review it. Mech warrior casualty. Decker has died. Yeah, that sucks. I screwed the pooch on that. Timeline paused. Bricks Marauders. Finances normal. Report 29 days. Company finances. Your operating costs due at each financial report. The pips indicate the number of months you could stay afloat. Should your funds ever hit zero, your company will fall entirely and cease operations. Company morale, we already know that. Mech Tech. Tech points are generated each day and spent to repair customized battle mechs. Tech points only apply to one mech task at a time, so additional tasks are queued to be worked on next. Medical. Medical points are generated each day and spent to heal injured mech warriors. Medical points apply to all injured mech warriors simultaneously. Current location on ship. Okay, so that's the Hiron Hall store. Contracts, Darius, Mech Warriors, Mech Bay, Navigation, Captain's Quarters. I just want to see how the load... Okay, autosave post-mission 3 years later. Okay. No Mech Tech test scheduled. Okay. So that's week 1, day 2. Eurocroanian local government. The planetary government. The world is independently ruled by a planetary government unaffiliated with any of the interstellar states of the inner sphere or the periphery. Hiring Hall. I may hire mech warriors from the local hiring hall while in orbit around a planet. While in orbit around a planet, you may purchase weapons, components, and mech parts. I'm in Eurocroanian system orbit. Transit jump ship. Okay, so let's look at the finances first. Estimated ship status normal. Bank loan interest payment. Spider, Locust, Shadowhawk, Blackjack, Vindicator. Estimated salary cost. Behemoth, Glitch, Medusa. And where's so does that mean I still have 3 others to use? Reputation. Mercenary Review Board. Indifferent to all these. Customized company. Alright. Let's look at the crests. Kind of want to change it a little. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Oh, it's kind of like a... That's cool. See what Yang has to say. Hey boss, welcome to the Mech Bay. My own little piece of heaven right here on the ship. Something I can help you with? I want an assessment on the Leopard. How much trouble are we in? Dunno, I mean, we're doing okay for the moment, but give it a few months, maybe a year. You know how it goes. Eventually, everything falls apart. You've got to tell me a little bit about yourself. How do you wind up with this crew? That's a long story, boss. Shortest version I can give you. I signed on after I served my term in the Third Secession War, fighting for the Capellan Confederation. If you want to know more, you can ask whatever you want. Otherwise, let's get back to talk shop. Where are you from originally? Bryant in the Confederation. You may have heard of our claim to fame, the Crowley Lizard Cow. No? Well, trust me, they're delicious. Anyways, as the story goes, Bryant was a really nice place once, a tourist spot. Big with hikers and fishing enthusiasts, pale blue skies, emerald green seas, and a booming agricultural business. You know, the works. I never knew it that way, though. Stefan Amaris got to it a couple centuries before I was born, and well, that was that. As the story goes, Bryant used to have those enormous orbital mirrors, storm inhibitors, they called them. The Star League put them in place. When Amaris took the system in his civil war, he had his troops use them for target practice. Without those mirrors, Bryant reverted to its natural state, a miserable little ball of wind-blown dirt, actively hostile to human life. By the time I came along, the only places where people could live in relative safety were the planet's poles. Of course, you can't fit a planet's entire population into a handful of cities at its poles. There isn't enough space, no matter how far down you dig or how tall you build. A lot of people, mostly the poor, died in the early days. There's still a lot of overcrowding in Bryant cities even now. Tell me about your time in the military. Who'd you serve with? The 2nd St. Ives Lancers, 1st Battalion, under Major Ling. We saw more action than most. The arm is a souvenir of my time in the service. I lost the original back in 3010 on St. Louis. You know, when we first arrived at St. Louis, I loved the place. It's an agricultural world, sort of a breadbasket for the neighboring systems. Green fields, rolling hills, you get the picture. We just walked out of hell on Kittery. The Fed rats drove us out in '05 with our tails between our legs, so it looked like paradise to us. I remember kicking back in the mech bay, my feet propped up on an engine block, sipping on a snifter of ambergris vermouth. Not a bad way to spend a sunny afternoon. Anyway, it turned out the Federated Sons weren't done with us yet. We were barely a month into our deployment when they sent the Keddy Hussars to burn us out. I'm sure that there were sound strategic reasons for House Davion to want St. Louis, but it sure felt personal to me. Long story short, one of their scouts managed to slip through our perimeter and hit my mech bay. I was tinkering around in a Centurion's custom-made rumble seat at the time. Being surrounded by all that armor is the only reason I made it out alive. Still, I didn't make it out unscathed. I lost 2 of my favorite assistants and my own right arm, and I've got this ugly thing grafted onto me as a reminder. Why'd you leave the Capellan Confederation? After my tour duty was up, you mean? I don't know, it was just time for a change. Besides, the place wasn't for me anymore. In a way, it never really was. I learned a lot from my time in the service, got a first-hand view of the elitist bullshit that saturates Capellan culture, how it rewards high-born idiots at the common people's expense. Speaking as a thoroughly common man, that didn't sit right with me. When my tour was over, I walked away and never looked back. You'll never really get away from the aristocracy, Yang. Hell, I was born a noble. For what it's worth, I'm glad that you walked away. You've brought my mech back from the brink more than once. In your position, I probably would have done the same. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, but you're a competent noble, and you aren't afraid to get your hands dirty. At the end of the day, that's all I really care about. I wonder how many times I watch talented engineers get passed over for promotion so somebody with a title could advance. Too many to count. Heh, way more than once if memory serves. Still, I appreciate your kind words, and for what it's worth, I'm happy to be here with this crew. Going career military would have been an enormous mistake. Yeah, let's. This has been a fun trip down memory lane, but I'm sure that we've both got more important things to worry about. Questions about the mech bay? Yeah, then hit me with them. I'll do what I can to answer. I mean, I don't want to wax poetic or nothing, but the mech bay is where the magic happens, boss. It's the beating heart of a mercenary outfit. Oh boy, lots of tutorials. Beyond each cubicle holding one battle mech, not much. It's all about capacity. The more mech bays we have, the more mechs we can keep battle ready. And the more mechs we have battle ready, the more flexibility you have in your deployment options. Let's say we had 2 blackjacks, for example. A decent medium mech for sure. I know your family gave you yours. One could be loaded out with lots of energy weapons for use in colder environments where they can bleed heat quickly. The other identical blackjack could be loaded out with ballistic weapons that require ammo but generate much less heat. Smart for deploying in warmer climates or in vacuum where heat dissipation is lower. Dissipation. Why use mech storage? A few reasons. First, we have limited capacity in the mech base, so we need to store the overstock for eventual sale or for use in the future. Second, we don't pay upkeep costs on mechs and storage. That's a business thing, though, not my department. Third, and this is important, whenever we pick up partial mech salvage from the battlefield, I put it in storage for you. If we gather or buy enough partial mech salvage to complete a battle mech chassis, my team will assemble it right away. You let me know if you want to keep it in storage or have it ready for combat. Battle mechs are expensive as hell, so assembling one out of salvage is our best bet for expanding our roster. What happens when a mech goes into or gets readied from storage? When you send a mech chassis into storage, our mech techs dismount all its weapons and equipment and place them in your inventory for use on other chassis. A chassis can stay in storage indefinitely. And don't worry about storage capacity, boss. I'll make it fit, don't you worry. So that sounds like when you don't have a mech, when you don't plan on using a mech, you storage it and it automatically unequips all your extra added accessories. Sounds pretty handy. Now, getting a stored battle mech ready for a combat drop is a different animal. My techs will need a couple of days to bring an empty chassis up from storage. Once the chassis is back in the mech bay, you'll need to select its loadout from our equipment inventory so we can start a refit. The time and cost of a refit is dependent on the type and the amount of equipment you choose. So there's a cost. There's always a cost. I've been wondering about the components you could put on our mechs. One of my favorite topics. In the mech bay, you can browse all the equipment we have available in inventory. There are 2 types of components I can install on a battle mech: weapons and equipment. Tell me about ballistic weapons. Ballistic weapons, such as the autocannon, pack a good punch, generate little heat, and can destabilize an enemy if they hit it enough. But ballistic weapons are, ballistic, so they require ammo, and ammo can explode if it takes a hit in combat, which is bad news all around. Ballistic weapons are also pretty heavy and can take up a lot of space on a mech. Strengths and weaknesses, boss. Strengths and weaknesses. Energy weapons. Energy weapons don't use any ammo, but they generate a lot of heat. You may need to invest in additional heat sinks to keep your mech cool if you choose an energy-heavy loadout. Tell me about missiles. Missile weapons are my favorite. Yeah, they require ammo and generate moderate heat, but the pounding they deliver can destabilize an enemy faster than most other weapons, and having multiple projectiles in a shot means you're almost always guaranteed at least a single hit. Long-range missiles, LRMs, are also capable of indirect fire. If one of your units has line of sight on an enemy, it can act as a spotter for LRM-equipped units that don't. With a spotter, a mech equipped with LRMs can stay behind cover and arc its missiles to hit the enemy. A spotter can increase your launcher's effective range too. Granted, the enemy can do the same to you. And that's what killed my other mech. He was spotted by multiple enemies and everybody just shot him to death. But that's someone else's problem. I don't want to sell short-range missiles short, though. They can generate incredible impact and they do great damage. But you gotta be within knife fight range to use them. Tell me about support weapons. Support weapons are lighter than the others. Small lasers, machine guns, that kind of thing. I programmed our targeting computers to automatically fire them after a melee attack if they're activated. I've seen commanders order refits that remove most conventional weapons to double down on support weapons. With the right melee enhancing components, they could field monsters capable of point-blank devastation. Tell me about the other types of equipment you could refit a mech with. It's a big list, boss. I suggest you check the store in every system we travel to. You never know what you'll find. I can install stronger cockpits to reduce the injuries our mech warriors will take, arm actuators that increase melee damage, rangefinders that increase the range at which enemies can be visually acquired, all sorts of stuff. All take up critical slots on a battle mech. Some add weight too. Keep your eyes open for them and give them a good once-over before you buy one so you know what you're getting into. Now, putting powerful weapons and equipment on your mechs is fine and all, but remember, the trade-off is always my armor. You know how they say the best defense is a strong offense? They aren't on the battlefield. Don't skip on the armor, boss, or all that expensive equipment will get reduced to junk with the enemy's first salvo. I heard that some manufacturers have developed better versions of some weapons. True that, different manufacturers tweak their weapons to deliver more damage, have higher accuracy, destabilize the enemies, a bunch of stuff. The trick is finding them. They're rare out there in the periphery, so when I see one in a store or salvage pile, I always mark it with a plus for you, so you can identify it easily. That's good to know. Ask about something else. Tutorial, repairing damage. How can I repair mech damage after a battle? Whenever you return from a mission, stop by the mech bay here to tell me which mechs you want to have repaired. I'm not going to assume anything. You run this outfit, so tell me what you want to spend time and money on. Okay, that's not completely true. If I see armor missing from a battle mech, I'm going to repair it automatically. It's standard operating procedure, and we have so much scrap armor lying around that you should consider armor repairs to be free. Now, if you tell me to repair a mech containing destroyed equipment, the techs will strip that off automatically too. I'll list the equipment they strip, but you're going to want to replace it with something. Anyways, like I was saying, armor repairs are free. Internal structure, on the other hand, takes time and C-bills to fix. If a mech structure is damaged or missing, I'll flag it for you in orange. Just order the repair, confirm the time and cost, and I'll get it into our work queue. What if I want to change a mech's loadout? Can I refit it with new weapons and equipment? Oh, now you're talking about, boss. Your best bet you can refit a mech. You can repair it at the same time too. Just select a battle mech and order the refit. That'll bring it to the mech lab. Oh boy. What can I do in the mech lab? The mech lab is where you let me know what sorts of modifications you want to make to our stable of battle mechs. I can install new weapons and equipment, add or remove armor location by location, pretty much anything you want. All it takes is time and money. We've got plenty of both, right? Are there limits how I can refit a mech? It's hardware, Brick. Of course there are limits. Your biggest constraints are the chassis weight and its hard points. I can't make a mech as heavy as I want. Negative, a mech's chassis could support only so much tonnage and weapons, armor, and equipment, so you need to keep its overall weight in mind when designing a battle mech loadout. If your design is over a chassis weight rating, we can't accept the work order. Now, there are ways of making things fit, of course. Trade-offs can be made, but you've got to be careful. We have the ability to remove armor from individual locations in order to squeeze more or bigger weapons on, but less armor is less armor. You don't want to wind up with something that'll blow over in a strong breeze. Trust me on that. I've seen it happen often enough to know. What's a hard point again? Each location on a battle mech contains one or more weapon mounts called hard points. Hard points are only designed for one specific weapon type: ballistic, energy, missile, support. However, most mechs contain locations with more than one hard point, so you have some flexibility in what you mount there. How do I know what a mech is good at in the first place? Great question. There are a lot of different battle mechs out there, and it's hard to know what they were built to do best just by looking at them. I mean, I can, of course, but on me. You, on the other hand, are going to need some help. Thankfully, I'm a helpful guy. If you check your technical readouts in the mech lab, you'll find that I've included some thoughts about each mech's off-the-rack purpose or stock role. They're only opinions, mind you, but you might find them useful. What happens after I order a refit? Once you confirm your work order, it will be placed in a queue with other repairs and refits on your timeline. Remember, a mech will be unavailable for combat until its work order is complete, so plan your refits carefully. I suggest queuing them up before we head to the next system to use our travel time efficiently. If you want to Change a mech's placement in the work queue. Select manage task under the timeline to reprioritize or cancel work orders. How long do repairs and refits normally take? Depends on the mech bay conditions you're working in. A good mech bay with advanced scaffolding and equipment is faster than one you'll find on a standard Leopard. I display our mech bay's efficiency and mech tech points on your travel display under the finances and crew morale readouts. The higher the rating, the faster the repairs. Let's ask about something else. You seem to know your way around a battlefield, Yang. Any advice? Sure, the better you lead in combat, the less work I have to do when it's over. Let's talk about heat. Yeah, let's talk about it. I can't emphasize this enough. Watch your heat. Your mech warriors are sitting on walking fusion reactors out there. Using jump jets and firing weapons generates heat, sometimes lots of it. If one of your mechs gets too hot, you could do damage to its internal structure, or worse, shut down the engine in the middle of combat, leaving it a sitting duck. How can I affect heat in combat? Each weapon system on a battle mech can be toggled on or off each time it takes action. Most mech warriors keep their heat low by toggling off weapons with lower chance to hit. But sometimes you'll have a solid chance to hit for everything in your arsenal. That's when you gotta experiment by toggling a few off to make sure you stay below the red line. And watch the terrain. Moving your mechs into water or over ice helps cool them down too. How can I make a mech more heat efficient? Note your mech's heat rating in the mech lab and install more heat sinks on it if you find that it runs hot in combat. Heat sinks vent plasma from the mech's engine into a lot to dissipate the buildup from jump jets and weapon fire. Heat sinks are your friend. You can also always change the weapons on the mech to use more heat-friendly parts, but obviously that'll change how you use that mech in combat. Trade-offs, boss. It's all about trade-offs. Let's go back for a minute. Let's talk about mech stability. Yeah, stability's a smart thing for a commander to understand, boss. Getting pummeled by weapon fire is a good way for a mech to become destabilized. Walking over rough terrain doesn't help much either. Destabilized mechs can't sprint in combat, and they're vulnerable to falling if hit hard enough while in that state. Tell me how to make my battle mechs less vulnerable to weapon fire. There's a few ways I can think of. Evasion, cover, and bracing. Let's hear about evasion. Short form version is this. The farther a unit goes, the more evasive it becomes. Shooting a moving target is hard, and shooting a faster target is harder. When you order a mech to move in combat, note the number of angled chevrons your command software assigns it. The more chevrons that are displayed, the harder it will be to hit. Same for the enemy. Sensor locking an enemy removes 2 of its evasion chevrons and makes it easier to hit. Same goes for your units, so be careful. Cover. Battle mechs are kind of big, aren't they? Yep, they're big and scary and dangerous, and they're harder to hit standing in forests and other terrain features. Standing behind buildings or hills is good too. If the enemy can't see you, they're going to have a hard time hitting you. It's all about line of sight. Think about it. Think about all the time your enemy is. I guarantee it. If they could see you, a little red eyeball will appear above them in your command software. Mastiff taught me to brace my mech, but that doesn't make it harder to hit. No, bracing your mech won't make it harder to hit, but it should buffer some of the damage you'll take by half or so. So think about it, eh? Let's go back for a minute. There's something else I need to ask. All done with Yang. Gotta get back to it. See ya, Yang.
Come back anytime.
Let's take a look at the base. Okay, let's repair. 15 days. Unfieldable. This mech is unfit for combat and cannot be sent on missions. This may be to destroyed locations that need replacement and or a lack of usable weapons. To make this mech combat ready, refit or repair it via the mech bay. Okay, I gotta mount at least one functional weapon. What does it mean, unused tonnage? Okay. Per mech, 60,000. Maybe I don't wanna. Maybe I could just get by with this other one. So apparently I had two of those. If I repair this, repair, that should get the mech back into fighting shape. I'm gonna leave my blackjack because I may need him for combat.
On. I'll let you know when that's done.
Okay. I don't have anything in storage. Components. Various ammos.
What can I do? I'll be here if you need
Let's look at the mech warriors because just got one killed. I had
Commander. Commander. What can I do for you?
What do you need?
so he'll go with us instead. But how do I hire another? Can I even hire? Wait. Okay.
Got questions? I have answers.
Always good to see you at Ops, Ponzer. Can I do something for you? Want to know more about our debt situation? Yeah, sure, that's fair, and I'm glad you're taking an interest. I've got time to get into the nuts and bolts if you do. What do you want to know? Remind me why we took out so many loans in the first place. How much time have you got? I mean, we've been hit with 1,000 expenses since we were forced to flee Coromadir. But I guess you're mostly interested in the big ticket items. Well, first and foremost, there's the Leopard. We still owe a lot of money on this ship, and losing her isn't an option. Then you've got all the assorted fallout from our impromptu trip across the frontier. Jump ship passage, docking fees, miscellaneous travel expenses, all paid for on credit as if we had a choice. There's more that I could get into. The loan we took to set up the Markham's family, etc., etc., but that'd be gilding the lily at this point. The fact is, we're in a lot of trouble with a lot of lenders. But hey, we're mercenaries. We live for trouble. Who are we in debt to exactly? I want names. How about I give you the top three? First, you've got Blue Horizon. That's the big commercial bank on Lyreton. They're the ones that own the lease on the ship. Then there's the Injury Consortium. They've got people everywhere, but they're based somewhere in Merrick space. We borrowed from one of their associates to make the jump away from Coromadir on the day of the coup. Finally, you've got Lockdown London. They're a frontier outfit from Haster, and they're about as crooked as they come. Now, I wouldn't normally do business with an outfit like the Double L, but we didn't have a choice. They made a deal with Blue Horizon to buy half our debt. So that's the big three: a commercial bank, a shadowy financial consortium, and a bunch of leg breakers and cheap suits, and each of them is dangerous in its own way. I've got some questions about running this company. Sure thing, Brick. Be happy to help. What do you need to know? Tutorial contracts. Remind me what I need to know about mercenary contracts. Outfits like ours depend on the Mercenary Review Board to post certified contracts working for reliable employers. I say reliable, but let's face it, Pons Eric. Most jobs come down to us doing the work that the rich and powerful can't be seen doing. Mercenaries are deniable assets. We travel from system to system, picking up jobs and making ends meet. Sure, space travel costs sea bills, but some employers are desperate enough to pay travel expenses for mercenaries willing to make a few jumps for a gig. What intel will I get about a contract before I accept it? Most employers will give us enough info to understand who we're fighting and why. Some are cagier than others, but by and large, they want us to succeed. Because of this, we generally get enough intel to get the job done. It isn't a perfect system, but it works well enough. There are a few key things to look for in a contract. First, you need to understand what type of mission it is. Next, you should take account of the climate conditions in the area of operation. Finally, it's important to know the expected strength of the opposing force, or OP4, vital even. Tell me about the types of missions. In my experience, most contracts come down to one or more of a few basic ideas. Blowing something up, taking someone down, keeping something safe, or making a mess of heavy ordnance. There'll be variations here and there, sure, but for the most part, our jobs are going to fit into one of those categories. Giant bipedal weapon platforms aren't exactly known for subtlety. Tell me about climate conditions. If you're not watching the climate conditions, you're not in full command of the battlefield. In most environments, you gotta watch your mech warriors' weapon fire and jump jet use so you don't overheat the battle mechs. Badlands and deserts make your mechs run hotter, so you're going to want to pay careful attention when you're fighting there. Low atmosphere, non-terraformed planets are worse. You'd be wise to swap out some energy weapons for ballistic weapons in those environments, or pack on some extra heat sinks. But the vacuum of lunar environments is the worst. It's counterintuitive, I know. Space is cold, right? But no atmosphere means basically no heat dispersion, and you're sitting on top of a fusion reactor. Use your jump jets sparingly, or you'll be shut down in no time. Tell me about mission difficulty. It's important to have an idea of what you'll be up against once your lance hits the ground. Unfortunately, mercenaries are often on the ass end of mission intel, and the most we'll usually get is a rating of the enemy's overall strength. At best, a mission's difficulty rating will give us an idea of our post-mission repair bills and medbay time, or a signal that we should avoid the mission altogether until we could bring bigger guns. As a general rule, we should find the heaviest mechs we can on a given mission. Bigger isn't always better, though. Speed and mobility are important on escort and other missions where flexibility is valuable as firepower. I'll try and give you a heads up when we're offered missions like that. Can I withdraw a contract? Absolutely, that's the great thing about being a merc. It isn't our fight. We're here to make money, not die for a cause. You could back out of contract negotiations at any time with no harm done, but once we deploy at a battlefield, it gets a little trickier. If things start going sideways during a mission, you could still withdraw to save on repair bills and med bay time, but it may still cost us. If we withdraw before achieving any objectives and destroying at least one enemy, the Mercenary Review Board will rule it a bad faith withdrawal. Not only will we not get paid, we won't get any battlefield salvage either. Plus, our reputation will suffer, both with our employer and with the MRB. Now, if we withdraw after achieving an objective and destroying at least one enemy, then the board will rule it a good faith withdrawal. Our pay will still be reduced, but our reputation will take a hit, and that's important for business. Tell me about the reputation. Our mercenary outfit's reputation determines the quality of the contracts we're offered, the quality of the mech warriors willing to hire on with us, and the deals we get on weapons, mechs, and equipment in local stores. Most employers won't offer us the really juicy contracts until we've proven ourselves over time, but once our rep is solid, we'll get access to some high-paying gigs with opportunities for some serious battlefield salvage. Why is salvage so important? If sea-bills are like blood, salvage is like food for a mercenary company, or something like that. I don't really do analogies. Let's just leave it at salvage is good. Here's why. Salvage lets you replace components you've lost, or upgrade your mechs to better suit your combat tactics. And if you don't end up needing the salvage you get, you can always sell it off at the nearest store. Salvage rights are a time-honored tradition in the mercenary trade, and figuring out who gets what at the end of an engagement is a vital part of our business. How do I negotiate a contract? Mercenary contract negotiations are pretty straightforward out here in the periphery. It's all based on the golden triangle: sea-bills, salvage, and reputation. Sea-bills are the coin of the realm, so to speak. We use sea-bills to pay for travel expenses, upkeep on our ships, salaries for our crew, and repairs or refits for our mechs. Sea-bills keep us flying. Salvage is part of our take too. The more salvage we take off the battlefield, the fewer sea-bills are deposited in our account. The fewer sea-bills we ask for, the more salvage we can get. Now, you may want to take less money and less salvage in order to increase our reputation with the party offering the contract. Yeah, it'll cost us now, but the investment could really pay off later down the road. Tutorial finances. Tell me about how our outfit finances work. It's pretty simple, really. Every 30 days we have to pay the crew and cover our regular operating expenses. Upkeep for the mechs we have ready in our mech base, upgrades to our equipment, things like that. So if we don't have enough sea-bills to cover our operating costs at the end of the month, when our financial report comes due, we're out of business. Merc life doesn't allow for second chances. Remember that when you're ordering weapon refits and ship upgrades, and make sure to reserve enough to cover our monthly nut. I'm sure that this is obvious, but I'm going to ask you anyways. How can I raise the operating costs of our company? Obviously, the more mech warriors we hire, the more we've got to pay out each month. Nevertheless, it's a good idea to have a strong bench. You never know when someone's going to take one in the meat and be out of action for a while. Or, jump on top of a mech and have everything within 1,000,000 yards slaughter them because none of your other mechs are even close to them. Any upgrades we make to the ship will have upkeep costs too. Yeah, there are advantages, but there are advantages that require ongoing maintenance, and that costs C-bills. How can I lower our operating costs? Well, for starters, consider pulling the mechs you don't plan to field for a while into storage, although it'll require time and C-bills to refit their equipment and ready them for combat. Stored mechs have no upkeep costs. By the way, remember that you could sell mech chassis and equipment if you're ever low on cash, or you see something shiny in a store that you just gotta have. Anyways, back to operating costs. You could always dismiss a mech warrior if you're having a hard time making payroll, and every month you get to decide how generous to be of their pay. Careful though, a mercenary salary has a direct effect on their morale. Let's talk about my mech warriors. How much do I need to worry about their morale? Mercenaries aren't like members of the Royal Guard, Brick. They're in it for the paycheck, not for loyalty to some noble house. Because of this, keeping their spirits up is important. Mech warriors with high morale get inspired more often on the battlefield. Their heads are in the game, and inspired mech warriors can create opportunities. I've seen inspired mech warriors make precision strikes I thought were impossible, focusing their fire at one location on a speeding enemy as if it were standing still in a shooting range 25 yards away while wearing a sign that said "Shoot me" in neon green. Inspired mech warriors show amazing vigilance too. They seem to have an uncanny ability to blunt incoming damage and have heightened reflexes, so they act faster on the battlefield. Amazing stuff. On the other hand, I've seen mercs with low morale up and leave an outfit like ours without warning. Sometimes you'll see it coming, sometimes you won't. So yeah, you need to worry about the morale, Brick. You're the boss. What sort of control do I have over their training? Mech warriors gain experience in every mission they complete. You could chart their training and guide their development in 4 skills: gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. As they become stronger in a particular skill, your mech warrior gains access to special abilities that could be used in combat. The first ability is the mech warrior specialization. Mech warriors can have only 2 specializations total, so pay attention when you're training them. The first 2 they acquire are the only 2 they'll have. The second ability is the mech warrior's expertise. Mech warriors get only 1 of those, and it has to be from one of their specializations. Whichever expertise they learn first, the only one they'll have. So 3 ability total per mech warrior. That's a lot of possible combinations. You'll need to decide for yourself which abilities work best together according to your command style. Lastly, nearly every skill increase also grants a minor boost to some facet of combat performance. Mech warriors can become more accurate with ranged or melee attacks, can keep their mechs stable longer under sustained fire, or even take more injuries before being incapacitated. Hell, they can even get better at taking called shots when the opportunity comes up. Do more experienced mech warriors require higher salaries? Of course. Wouldn't you? As mech warriors grow in skills and abilities, their salaries grow with them. It's possible to hire skilled mech warriors in the hiring halls of the system we visit, but they'll have higher salary requirements than mech warriors you've trained yourself. Is there any general info you'd like to share? Things happen on a mercenary ship, Pons Eric, all the time. You throw a bunch of mech jockeys at confined space with technicians and crew for months on end, you're going to see some spillover from the battlefield. And operating a merc outfit isn't a glamorous lifestyle. There are hard choices to be made on a regular basis. Anything from breaking up a fight over petty bullshit to dealing with faulty power couplings. Still, I wouldn't trade this for just about anything. We go where we want, we fight who we want, and we have only one god we obey, the mighty C-bill. Well, and you, I guess. Yeah, it's merc life for me, Brick, all the way to the end. Yeah, sure, I've got time to talk. Before any of this started, you worked with the Arano Royal Guard. Tell me about it. It was more than just a deployment, it was a full campaign. High Lord Tamati gave us a job back in 19. We were supposed to be assisting the Royal Guard to round up and eliminate a pirate clan on Fjaldr. Commander Markham thought it'd be easy money. Turned out to be anything but. We lost a dozen mech warriors in the 3 months of the Fjaldr campaign. Had to hose them out of their cockpits. Would have been more if it wasn't for Sir Raju. He saved our people's asses on more than one occasion. went out of his way to do it. And the thing is, he didn't have to. We weren't under his protection. We were the hired help. A lot of people in Mastiff's position would have used us as cannon fodder, but that wasn't his way. He treated us as if we were his own. He was a good man, Ponzeric, as good as they come. Tell me a bit about yourself, Darius. Where are you from? I grew up in Nassau Heights. It's one of the HAB stations orbiting Artru. 30 decks of economic stratification with the corporate suits on the upper decks and everyone else crammed into the lower ones. My old man was a dockhand. We lived on deck 28, 2 levels up from the bottom with the other station maintenance personnel. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, my dad would load and unload cargo shuttles, vacuum-sealed Quillar and nutrient paste for people like us, and luxury goods for the suits upstairs. The old man must have unloaded 1,000 cases of Cassildan eel roe. Plump, succulent eggs the size of melon balls. Never got to taste any, though. Any one of those tins would have cost him half a year's wages. Anyways, Ponzeric, I don't want to saddle you with my life story. Suffice it to say that I got an eyeful of what I didn't want to be on Nassau Heights, and I did what I had to do to change my circumstances. And by the age of 16, I stuck out on my own. I left that station with a handful of skills, an enormous web of contracts, and a rucksack full of that expensive caviar, and once I made it off Nassau Heights, I never ever looked back. Gotta run, Darius. I need to replace that pilot. Possibly. This guy's a recruit. Maybe I could just use him.
Yeah.
I think I only had 4 before. So I still have 4, so maybe I don't need. Available contracts. I like how it keeps it paused and you can just hit unpause it when you're ready. Okay, let's look to see if anything has a plus next to it. Like this. Short-range missile launcher, a tiny rack of short-range missiles. They deal little damage, but also cost almost nothing in the way of weight, space, heat, or ammunition consumption. As for all SRMs, SRM-2 shots deal above average stability impact per hit compared to other weapons. Kind of want to buy anything with a ++ on it.
New weapon systems available.
How many mechs do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mechs and 4 pilots because my pilot died. I'm repairing this. So I need to hire 1 more pilot.
What? No.
Awaiting orders.
Orders?
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I know Blackjack needs repairs, but right now, I kind of lost a mech on my first mission, so my primary responsibility is recovering that mech into a state. So I'm gonna try and kind of limp Blackjack along a little longer. That might be a bad idea, but I don't want to be down too many mechs while they're being repaired. As it is, I got to replace the pilot that died.
New mech warriors available.
See, this is... I kind of slaughtered this mech because I did a death from above jump attack on top of a mech. He was my scout, so he was way far ahead due to sprint speed. So, kind of all the other turrets and other mechs kind of just focused in on him while all my other slower guys were way in the back and couldn't help. Yeah, that was a stupid move. I should have stayed loosely grouped up, and now I'm going to pay the price. He's not in too bad a shape, I don't think. I just don't want to lose another... I'm going to try and keep him limping along for one mission. That's probably a stupid idea, but I'm going to try it anyways. Alright, I'm probably going to call it a stream there. I've got to remote into work and check a few things. Yeah, I know, but won't the mission go away and then I'll lose the opportunity to go back and do said mission? I don't know, let me look real quick. It takes 12 days to fly to Bellerophon. I don't see where it says if I'll lose the mission if I wait too long. I don't know, I may just try and limp this along with the existing Blackjack. The Blackjack doesn't have a lot of movement, so he kind of hangs in the back anyways. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. Alrighty, I am going to end the stream. I got a little bit of work to do before the evening, and then it's sleep time, prepping for work in the morning again. I appreciate those that watched. I'll talk to you later, Dakon. Okay, then I'll probably just go ahead. Let me go ahead and repair my mech then. It might be something where I could do that mission with only 3 mechs anyways. I don't know. I'll just have to see. Alright. Take it easy. I'll be back 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for more BattleTech campaign. Got a lot of the tutorial and talking over with at least. And maybe we'll get to some more combat. Alright. Take care. Have a good evening.